Hey guys, I'm back with another video, this time on outlining. I was getting so many questions about outlining, when to outline, how to outline, and when to wipe so that you don't lose your shape. So a lot of questions was, do you outline right after mapping? And the answer is yes. I actually sterilize the brows using alcohol before I map. After I'm done mapping, I will go in with my 1RL and start tattooing. So here you will see that I am going to start in the tail. It's important to start in the tail area in case your depth is too heavy. If your depth is too heavy, then you can definitely lighten it up as you go, because in the front of the brow with the ombre, you want it super light. So if your depth is a little heavy in the tail, that's okay, because you do want generally the tail to be more saturated. Oh yeah, and I didn't tell you guys in the beginning of the video that I like to have my needle out about 3 millimeters long. That way when I'm pulling my lines, I can see where my needle is and I feel like I get a cleaner outline. Remember to keep light pressure. Here in the tail, I like to go about 1/2 inch to 1 inch long on both the top and the bottom, and then I will check my outline. I use a damp Q-tip when I check my outline. You can use one of those wooden micro brushes, but just make sure it's damp. Always pull up in a vertical motion. That way it's like a slash in the brow. That way if your pressure was too light, it's easy for you just to connect those two lines and go over it. And if your outline was too dark, lighten up your pressure. My pressure was good, so I'm gonna go ahead and continue. As a new artist, I would suggest that every inch of the brow that you do, you keep checking your outline. Remember that you should always keep your top line really soft. Your bottom one should also be soft, but it's okay if you do go a little bit heavier. And in the tail area, like I said, it should be a little bit darker. And as you move forward, you definitely need it to be very light, because that's what an ombre is supposed to look like. The tail should be a little bit more saturated, and as you move forward, it's like a gradient fade. So that's the ombre effect, meaning that the outline should also match that. Otherwise, you're gonna have a heavy outline and it's not very cute. But again, always make sure throughout the brow that you're checking your outline. I can't stress that enough. I don't really do it anymore because I have been doing this for 4 years and I know my pressure, but you can see in the video, I'm gonna kind of show you me wiping it off. I like to use water all the time because you've seen when I try to wipe it, it's too dry. So just take a little bit of water and wipe off basically the makeup. That's what I'm going to wipe off for you guys so I can show you what the outline should look like and how soft it should be. As I'm wiping her clean, I kind of want to go over what the needle will feel like when it's in the skin when you're outlining. It's going to feel like a little bit of a vibration. So it's going to be very soft, but you definitely want to feel the vibration in the skin, meaning that you're grabbing the skin and you're actually creating a soft, subtle line. And remember, again, you do want a soft, subtle line because you just want it to blend. You do not want any harsh lines at all. Okay, so I'm done wiping and cleaning off all the mapping and the drawing and stuff like that. So let me go ahead and zoom in for you guys so I can show you the outline. Here it is, nice and soft and subtle. It is darker in the tail area, but you can see up front, it's not dark at all. It's almost non-existent. Sometimes you can even see it and it almost looks like what we call a bloodline. So it's like it's there, but there's not too much ink in it. It's just like kind of like the skin. Okay, so now that we have the outline, I am not going to lose my shape anymore. I'm going to rub in some numbing. She was not numb when I did the outline because I did first start off with her mapping, and the mapping does usually take me about 45 minutes, sometimes to an hour. So there's no numbing that's going to actually last that long. So there's no point. Plus, when your pressure is super light with outline, your client is in no pain. It almost feels like tweezing. So it's not painful, but they definitely can feel a little something. I like to cover my brow with plastic cellophane. That way all the numbing seeps in and then the numbing doesn't get on your hand. It's less messy that way. So go ahead and start doing the same exact thing to this eyebrow. Make sure you outline it. Make sure to check your outline, because if you don't check your outline throughout the whole brow, imagine wiping it and you lost your entire shape. So then you got to map again. Don't do that to yourself. It's very discouraging and upsetting and irritating. So let's not do that. Go ahead and make sure you always check your outline. Okay, so now I'm taking my razor and I'm going to go ahead and clean up all the hair outside of the shape, even the brow hairs that are like right on that outline. I like a crispy, clean brow, so just get rid of that. A little tip sometimes is I take the numbing and I use that as like a shaving cream, and it gives you a really clean, like no little cuts or anything like that. So look at this outline. It's super beautiful, super soft, super subtle. Let me know if you guys have questions on outlining. I do plan on making another video that's more in depth using like practice skin. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.